What's going on, everybody? Sam Francis here, host and founder of the Next Dropout podcast, and also currently assistant youth publishing director for Georgia Cumberland Conference. Look, I got a word for you. I want to encourage you. Some of you have signed up to Canvas this summer, and it really doesn't matter where you signed up to Canvas. Doesn't matter which conference, whether it's on the west coast of California, right there in the middle in Texas, or you're over here on the east coast. Doesn't matter. This word applies to all canvassers. Right around this time of the year, programs are starting to fill up. I have friends who are directors of other conferences, and their programs are full, right? You would think they're full. But there's a phenomenon that happens right now, and it's where students who have already signed up, they start to drop out. Listen, if you've already signed up to Canvas, this word is specifically for you. I want to encourage you not to drop out. I want to encourage you to stick to your commitment. There's a blessing in commitment. First, I want to define commitment, and then I want to give you 3 reasons why you should Canvas. And not just Canvas, you already signed up. 3 reasons why you should stick to your commitment. All right, so here we go. The definition of commitment, I'm about to read it for you. This is what it says. Commitment is an agreement or pledge to do something in the future. Real simple, straight out of Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Commitment is simply an agreement or pledge to do something in the future. You have committed to Canvas this summer. But there's this strange thing that happens where there's a million excuses people come up with as to why they're dropping out, right? They start considering other options. Some people get scared. Some people start thinking, you know what, actually, I want to do something else. Actually, I want to go over here. I want to go over there. And there's a million reasons why some people decide to drop out, right? And I don't know where you are in the process, but listen, I want to encourage you. Stay committed. Stick to your commitment. There's a blessing in commitment. Now, I told you I was going to give you three reasons why you should stick to your commitment. And the first one is this. Look, there's this thing called regret. I don't know how many students I remember working with, and I've been doing this for well over 10 years. And there's students who sign up, drop out, and then halfway through the summer, they're like, man, I should have canvassed. Oh, man, they start seeing pictures. They start hearing testimonies. They start seeing how awesome the program is, but they dropped out. And so they missed the opportunity, and they go through regret. And regret is a terrible feeling because you had the opportunity, but you passed it up, and there's nothing you could do about it, right? You don't want to experience that. You don't have to go through that. You signed up to Canvas, stick to your commitment. The second reason is this. There are some blessings that have an expiration date on it. And you may say, Sam, what are you talking about? What do you mean expiration date? Let me take you back to the Bible. Back in Exodus, when God provided manna for the children of Israel, it was only on the ground for a limited time only, right? So it was there in the morning, but when the sun came up, it actually melted the manna, and there was no more manna for the rest of the day. It was an act of faith to get the manna because God promised, I'm going to provide for your bread every day. Some people decided, you know what? I don't know if it's going to be out here tomorrow, so let me get extra. Well, y'all know what happened. It turned bad, stinky, and nasty, right? It was an act of faith to go out every day to claim your blessing. It's the same with canvassing. There are blessings with your name on it this summer. They will expire this summer. In other words, if you don't get it this summer, you're not going to be able to get it next summer. There are people that God wants you to meet this summer. There are donations that God wants you to have this summer. There are people who God wants to save this summer, and He's counting on you. He wants to use you. Next summer is going to be a whole different landscape. Who knows if you're even going to be around? Who knows if the circumstances of your life are going to allow you to canvas next summer? That's why this is your summer. Let me give you the third reason. Well, before I give you the third reason, there's one more example. You remember the story of Zacchaeus? Oh yeah, the little dude in the New Testament? Yeah, Zacchaeus wanted to see Jesus. He heard that Jesus was passing through his town. So he was like, you know what? I don't know what Jesus' itinerary is. I don't know if he's ever going to pass back this way again. So let me take advantage of this opportunity. I'm going to meet Jesus now. So he did everything he could. He had obstacles. There were things in his way. And there are going to be things that come up that make you think, you know what, maybe I should just canvas next summer. You know what, maybe not this summer. No. Listen, Zacchaeus fought for his blessing. I want you to fight for your blessing. No matter what comes up, stick to your commitment. This is your summer to canvas. Stick with it. Y'all know the song. Zacchaeus was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he. He climbed up into the sycamore tree for the Lord he wanted to see. Listen, you're going to see God working in miraculous ways this summer. Don't wait till next year. Don't put it off. You already signed up to Canvas. Stick to your commitment. Now, let me give you the last reason, the third and final reason. And that's this: God is planning to use you. Do you remember the story of the rich young ruler? The rich young ruler had a dilemma. He talked to Jesus. He was like, Jesus, what do I have to do to inherit eternal life, right? Jesus told him. And Jesus was, and then the rich young ruler was like, you know what? I've actually been doing that my whole life. Jesus was like, okay, look, okay, maybe I got one more thing for you. Look, I want you to sell everything you have, give it to the poor, and then come follow me. Jesus was going to make this man a disciple. But the rich young ruler came face to face with the reality that he could not follow his own will and God's will at the same time. The rich young ruler, he had a lot. He had so much. And when it dawned on him that he was going to have to give up one thing for the other, he was sorrowful. Notice that he didn't experience any other emotion. He could have experienced anger. He could have experienced something else. It says no. He went away sorrowful, right? Canvassing, just like any other call of God, requires sacrifice. There are some things you will not be able to do in order to canvass. But the blessing that God has in store for you is greater than any other consideration. Let me say that again. I've been canvassing, like I said, for well over 10 years, and I can guarantee you the blessing that you will find in canvassing is greater than any other consideration for this summer. You signed up to Canvas, God opened up the door for you to canvas this summer. Walk through the door. Stick to that commitment. There's a blessing in commitment. And I'm going to leave it right there. All right. Again, I'm Samuel Francis, host and founder of the Next Drop Off podcast. And if you want to take your canvassing to the next level, whether it's your first time or you're coming back to Canvas again, just go to thenextdropoff.com. There are plenty of episodes to encourage you along the way and to help you do better. And so that you can see what's going on behind the scenes, look us up on Instagram, The Next Drop Off, follow us, and you can see so many more testimonies of the students who are canvassing right now. All right. Hey, until next time, God bless you. We'll see you this summer.